Alright guys, this is my Extreme Rules 2017 review. Um, Extreme Rules happened last night. It's kind of like, it's about 1 a.m. here on the East Coast, so it'll be about 2 a.m. by the time this is uploaded, so last night. It was a good pay-per-view. I liked it. I had to choose between watching Extreme Rules or Game 2 of the NBA Finals. But I set up for watching Extreme Rules. Watching it live, it seemed like there's a certain dynamic, especially that occurred, especially for the main event. So, match by match, we can start with the opening match, which was the Intercontinental title match between The Miz and Dean Ambrose. Now, this match was difficult because if for some weird reason, for some weird reason, if Ambrose got himself disqualified, then he would lose the title, and I think that was added. I guess it's a tension game there, sorta. But Miz won in the end. He actually did it by submission. He actually won by pinfall, which is a good twist because a title changing hands on a DQ is kind of stupid. If you remember Grand Orton vs. Christian a couple of years ago, where if Orton got disqualified, Christian would win the world title. And Orton got himself disqualified, and Christian won the world title. And his run is kind of lackluster. I think since Miz won by pinfall, but some people don't like The Miz, but I like him. I remember if you remember last year, when Miz made the IC title the hottest thing on SmackDown. Well, now I think he's going to do the same thing on Raw. So I liked Miz. It was a good match, a well booked match with a good twist at the end. I thought it was a good match. I would say this was match of the night, but I can't say that yet. But let's continue. Then we get to our second match of the night. I didn't really know what to think of this one. Sasha Banks and Rich Swann beat Alicia Fox and Noam Dar. I guess. I'll be honest, I don't know why this happened. Alright, I'll be honest, I literally don't even know what this. I've been watching Raw and the build up to Extreme Rules. I really don't know why this match happened. Sasha Banks has kind of faded away from the women's title picture since Alexa came to SmackDown. You know what I mean? It was a good match. I'd say it's a good match. There's not really any bad spots. There was a good spot at the end where Swann did a Phoenix Splash onto Noam Dar to get the 1-2-3. I thought that was a good match. Intergender matches are cool. So there's that. Now, there's some weird segment with Elias Sampson, something about a guitar. Baltimore didn't seem to like it. In fact, I thought they hated it. Okay. The women's title match between Alexa Bliss and Bayley with the kendo stick on a pole. This is something straight out of Vince Russo's playbook. There isn't really much to say about this match. It's like the way Bayley's been booked since she lost the title. At Payback. It just just so weird, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, Bliss did look strong defending her title, and but the way it wasn't really, it was so quick and rushed. Like, Bailey barely did anything, Alexa barely did anything, did some kendo shots. You know what I mean? It's just so one-sided. Like, Bailey, like, I don't know what the hell is going on with Bailey. You know what I mean? It's like she's faded into the background. Like, most of Raw's women's division has faded into the background since Alexa Bliss came to Raw. I mean, Alexa Bliss is good, Bailey's good. They've both proven they can go in the ring. You know what I mean? But this match, it just seems something was off. So this wasn't like, it was good. You can't say it was bad, but it really just seems something was off in this match. You know what I mean? If you watch it, you could tell. Then we got to a good match here. Sheamus and Cesaro versus the Hardy Boys for the Raw Tag Team titles inside a steel cage. Now, that's a good one, and this one was actually a kind of a twist. I didn't actually expect Sheamus and Cesaro to win, but they won, and I guess that's prolonging this feud, I guess. There's a really cool spot where Jeff Hardy did a whisper in the wind from the top of the cage. And another good spot with Sheamus, who did a white noise, I believe is what it was called, on Matt Hardy from the top rope. The stipulation here was both team members had to escape the cage to win. And in the end, Sheamus and Cesaro were the ones to escape, so they won. I guess going to Great Balls of Fire, which is a weird name, by the way. We'll get to that. I guess going to the next next one or two pay-per-views, we're gonna continue to see Hardy Boys versus Sheamus and Cesaro. Heel Sheamus and Cesaro are interesting. Like, before they were just so boring, but now as heels they actually have some character. You know what I mean? So if you're looking for cool spots, so far that's the match to look for. Now we get to the Cruiserweight Championship match. This is a submission match. Neville versus Austin Aries. Now this is a good match. It was full of them trying to, Austin Aries and Neville desperately trying to get the submission holds onto each other, and furiously trying to get their submission holds onto each other. It felt so good. I like this match. I've liked Neville since he returned and turned heel, and Austin Aries was a good adversary for him. I think the feud is over as of now. I don't know who Neville is going to feud with now, since that Austin Aries is done. Perhaps Jack Gallagher, maybe, I don't know. There was a good match. It was a good match. The ending came where Neville did red arrow onto Aries, and they did the rings of Saturn, and Aries tapped. But I have to say, this is the best match. This is the best feud. The cruiserweight submission, the program has done up to this point, and it's a shame that this is done because it was such a great feud. That second candidate for match of the night, and well, now we get to the main event. A number one contenders fatal 5-way match: Samoa Joe versus Finn Balor, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and Bray Wyatt. Wow, this match is amazing. I love this match. It's just so, especially the part where on the outside where where Joe had the coquina clutch onto on Finn Balor, and then Reigns spears both of them into the barricade, and then Rollins' dive from the turnbuckle, the top rope onto Bray Wyatt on the table. It's just so exciting, this match. All 5 men gave it their all. There was nothing left of them. When the match is over, they gave it their all. 5 of Raw's finest athletes left beating the hell out of each other. It is just amazing. And if you look, the champion isn't on Raw, and he's a part-timer, but when you have this much talent in one ring, you can kind of forget. And if you look on Raw, on SmackDown, you see how lackluster the title picture is over there. And you look at Raw and you see this. You see these 5 men, and you'll realize which show has the better advantage. And in the end, Finn Balor did a coup de grace on Reigns, and then Joe, out of pissing nowhere, comes in, does a coquina clutch, and Balor is out. It is done. They used chairs, ring steps, they did everything to each other, and some may disagree, but this was match of the night, and Samoa Joe is going onto Great Balls of Fire in July to face Brock Lesnar. Now, the thing with that is, there isn't much there, you know what I mean? It's one brawler type versus another brawler type, and it'll be a good match. Thing is, it's just how keen is WWE on Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. I mean, I think Roman Reigns was who everyone predicted to win, and he didn't win, and it made me wonder as to what they're planning with Roman Reigns. I mean, it is Roman Reigns. Perhaps they're waiting on Roman Reigns as Brock Lesnar for next year's Mania, WrestleMania 34 in New Orleans. Roman Reigns to Brock Lesnar, but again, that implies Brock Lesnar is going to hold the title until then, which is kind of anticlimactic. Or maybe they're holding it until SummerSlam for that. Roman Reigns is Brock Lesnar, and perhaps Roman Reigns, but if Roman Reigns wins the title, Universal title at SummerSlam, this is how would the crowd react? You know what I mean? Considering he's already loathed, more or less, even more than before, considering after he retired, The Undertaker, is how would the crowd react? Will they accept him? You know what I mean? it's so many questions that have yet to be answered because we don't have the answer to them. But in closing, I think the main event was match of the night. If I had to say my second favorite match, or my personal favorite, was Miz versus Ambrose, because Miz is everything that WWE personifies. You know what I mean? Good in the ring, good on the mic. Miz has proven time and time again he can go. That he can go in the ring, he can go on the mic. And I think now that he has the IC title, it's going to mean something again. And that's a good thing. Just like Kevin Owens is making the US title mean something over on SmackDown, Miz is going to do the same thing on Raw. And those two mid-card belts will finally be on strong contenders, strong shoulders. Another thing about this show is it seemed all the heel, like, it was such a heel pay-per-view. I mean, Joe won, Alexa won, the Sheamus Cesaro won, the Miz won. The only match where a babyface went over was Neville won, was the intergender match is Sasha Banks and Rich Swann versus Noam Dar and Alicia Fox. That's the only match that babyface went over. But in retrospect, it was a good show. You can't. Did it top Payback? I'm gonna say, did it top Backlash? SmackDown's Backlash? Honey, it did top Backlash. When you look at their lackluster title scene over on SmackDown. But perhaps we're judging the SmackDown too soon, or Jinder Mahal too soon as a champion. But that's a story for another day. I might talk about that in a separate video. But that was my Extreme Rules 2017 review. Tomorrow night, after Raw, the fallout happens on Raw. I'll update. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope I didn't bore you with my rants. If any likes, comments, suggestions, do leave them in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, I would appreciate it if you like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, leave your own feedback in the comments. I appreciate that. Thank you, and have a great night.